any of us can be cool clerics, just like we can be a cool stream.
Yep.
We live?
Here we
Yes. Hey, everybody. You might wonder, why do we look like this?
Whoa. Sorry, I just saw a furry consume the head of a human being.
I'm not going to ask any further. I don't want the answer to this. Oh,
Right.
luckily this isn't
Baby Yoda
YouTube.
meme.
Hey, luckily
See,
this
Baby
isn't.
Yoda, happy.
Luckily this isn't YouTube, where we have to delineate ahead of time whether or not we are child friendly.
Right? We're not. Bye, love.
Screw you, YouTube.
Hi, everybody.
Doesn't
and
affect
welcome.
us, luckily.
Welcome to what would be Empress by Daybreak. It
and
will
soon
be in
will
about
be.
an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now
No,
we're waiting.
Chillbird died by Daybreak.
Yeah.
It
Right
is.
now.
It's the Tilted by Daybreak.
There we go.
Yeah. Right now we are currently waiting on two of our casts to join us here in the 2 hours of suffering that I have prepared for them.
Oh my god,
Woohoo.
I had to try bumping your volume, and man, I bumped it too much.
Bump it.
Is it all right now?
Oh, God.
Please don't.
Oh, yeah.
Up the
I
chain.
had an interesting drive. I've sat down and these two saw me take off my shoes. That's how quickly I had to get home and then set everything up.
Here.
I had the joy of working for 6.5 hours just watching the movies go to a hard drive
Oh God.
for a documentary.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Fun times. Fun times.
that was really exciting. To be fair, I got paid to just sit at a computer and just watch like videos
Yeah.
and whatnot
Monitor
to
it.
pass the time. Because I can't. I'm not getting. my job was not to do anything else.
Sure. Yeah. This is it.
Like-
This is what we're doing today.
Yeah, it was exclusively
off.
that. All I
So
was
should we
hired
show them-
for
Do I show them your t-shirt?
to do today.
God.
I had to go to the library though to find most of these
What's your
DVDs.
t-shirt? Oh. I can kind of
Oh,
see in it.
It's already too late.
Can you just
I can see it now.
It looks
Yeah, they can
backwards
see
on
it.
your crit. Oh.
Oh, it's these
It
mirror.
looks good.
I don't
That
know
was-
why, but these mirror for some reason.
That
I like
was
your guys' TV stand. It's very cute.
thank you. That was originally our coffee table.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay, that's where that went. What
Yeah.
was? So, did you
Wow.
did you have
The
a TV
tree's
stand?
decorated.
It's
It is,
beautiful.
look at that.
Where's the lights?
Yeah.
There we
Nope,
go.
Oh, we're shaking. We're shaking.
Oh,
He's tactical
do a
rolling.
barrel roll.
By the way, Franny may not see this, but I've got a really cool Christmas gift planned for him. It's gonna be super fucking cool.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
I don't want to say what it is because he might watch the
No,
VOD.
no, it's okay.
He may or I don't think he will, but he might.
You never know.
It's enough of a threat.
Yep.
But you gotta know, I definitely got something really cool planned.
He's rolling
Just
back.
know he
he's
may not be
rolling
using
back.
this laptop forever. I just want to use that as your hint.
Hooray.
So,
that was very dramatic.
One thing that's really cool, I sold
It's beautiful.
part of my system to my I sold the CPU of my last system.
I'm
this
trying
week.
to focus my
It's pretty great.
camera.
High
right.
All right, well now move your hand. Right. It'll get there eventually. it's like my GH5.
When you went like this, Marshall, I thought you're like, I sold a part of my body. Like,
No, I sold a
Oh,
part of my
never
old
mind.
system. I sold the
You're all
processor and
kidding.
one RAM stick. So y'all, if you out there, if anybody out there is looking for a DDR3 a RAM stick or a
Turn to home
Z97
goods.
motherboard, hit me up.
what is it? QVC? Is this QVC?
I don't know. QVC isn't usually used computer parts.
Well, now it is. Today it is.
Yo, but
NPR,
what sucks is apparently eBay is a thing now where I should quickly change this to like just chatting. But I don't remember what it's called anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. It is okay. I thought there was like it's podcast and talk shows, right?
Just talking, I think. Right? Just
that's what
chatting, something like
I
that.
know that's
chilling.
one thing, but I thought there was also like a talk show one. Yeah, talk shows and podcasts.
Are
what
we
we're
a
doing.
podcast right now, or
Right,
are we
that's
just?
what we're doing right now. We're not playing D&D, that's for sure. You know what? Yeah, let's
Scooby.
Marshall.
let's keep screwing it with it more. Let's set it to just chatting. We'll set it back.
Marshall.
Yes.
Close your eyes, bro.
Close them, bro.
All right, they're closed.
What do you see, bro?
I see darkness imprisoning me.
That's my life without you, bro.
Oh.
Ah! That was a good one.
You suck your first
but yeah, no. You know what? Also, apparently eBay, if it's a higher price item, they hold the money until the item has made it to the seller or the buyer, and they have left feedback, or it will reach you by a certain date. So I sent it out on yesterday,
Mhm.
and it's supposed to get there Friday, so
Yeah.
it's fine. But I will otherwise not get the money for it until
God knows when.
until then, and hopefully, and I'm gonna kind of send the message like, hey, you should leave feedback, mostly so it's like so I can get paid.
Money. I
Um,
love money.
but well, it's what's gonna help me with Christmas. But otherwise, then the latest I will get the money from.
I like money.
The latest I will get it from is Christmas Eve, which is definitely when I don't want it by.
No.
I want it
A little
sooner.
earlier, preferred. A little earlier.
Yeah,
To the bad.
but yeah, because like the amount that I will get from my old parts will like help me indefinitely for some solid parts of my Christmas gifts.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, this one's
Oh,
it's for the these gifts are for the real gamers out there.
Right. Don't mind me. I'm just rolling dice for no reason.
Oh, you
Not
know,
at all.
sure.
Perfect.
Not at all.
It totally is how that usually works. Nothing wrong ever comes from it. It's totally fine.
Exactly. I am mad at Wizards of the Coast right now
Why is
They
that?
did you.
because, okay, since season 9 of AL has been released September 15th, 16th, my bad.
Yes.
They said that the Tier 2 Adventures will be released today,
Oh yes.
and they have not been released yet.
Fight him.
Damn.
I've been at work on my computer refreshing the page every hour, every half hour,
Oh,
in
boy.
order to see if they've released the adventures yet, and they have not.
Where do
am
they release them on their website or on DM's Guild?
on DM's Guild, and I am a sad panda because
Don't
they
be
have not
sad,
released them.
Panda.
Even now, as I check, they have not released them yet.
Mm.
I feel entitled for an apology on air with at least
By
20 people in the
Chris
audience. No, Chris Perkins is infallible. He also has a show starting today.
He finally has a new show.
Exactly.
You know,
After
since
the
one
last
got mysteriously canceled.
right? Never forgetty, Mr. Spaghetti.
Hey, you know what? In some way, at least outside of Wizards of the Coast, at least time has healed some wounds.
That is fair.
I say some. And that is all I will get into with that.
Right. Never forget.
Never forget. But hey, that petition went really well, I guess.
Right. No, that's not. There were 4 adventures. There was actually 8.
Have you been complaining to Celeste about this as well?
I have. She was with me on the trip all the way to O'Hare.
Oh, man.
Refresh
poor
it
woman.
Earful.
several times on the way there.
Yep.
This poor woman.
She's
you
in the
driving?
passenger seat. I'm telling her to refresh the page to see
Oh.
if it's been released yet,
My
and
man.
it has not.
My man. Why?
I am really dedicated to my craft.
That you are. You know, I will.
Everybody's dedicated
I'll
to
give you
Minecraft.
full craft. Did you say Minecraft?
Yeah.
That's right.
Everyone loves Minecraft.
Everybody hit up the server. Just don't put Auschwitz in my Minecraft server.
Oh no.
Very insensitive, but I love that video nonetheless.
Oh man. Oh damn it! I got.
Because my favorite part is the other guy. There's no need to name names. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just a summer camp. That other guy is the best. You barely can hear him, but he's the best part of that video.
Yes.
Because it just
Speaking of
gives
videos,
it gives story.
Marshall, you're AC 16, right?
I'm gonna say yes first before I check.
Mine's 205.
No, yours is 15. I'm looking at it right now.
You
For
cannot
reasons.
fool me.
Man.
I know what I'm doing. He says, not knowing what he's doing.
He said before the yo-yo master just kept on yoing.
But yeah. I don't know why, but O'Hare traffic.
It's the
traffic-
worst.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it is
and
always the worst.
nothing has brought me closer to killing a man other than the yells of a drill instructor and traffic at O'Hare.
You know?
That's valid. Absolutely valid.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've gone through that too. So it's like I complain driving home like on bad days, from work, driving home from, MKE, but like,
Right.
man, that is worse by all means. It's
By
just
all
hours
means.
of sitting there, like
That's Kevin's
30
gauge.
minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes pass by.
Right. Just do me a
You
favor.
have moved
just,
100 feet.
Just place a hand on Kevin's shoulder and just shake your head once.
He's not here.
He's not here.
I have been bamboozled.
No, he's sitting in the bedroom.
Well, drag him out, kicking and screaming. Put your hand on
Kevin.
his shoulder, shake
Come
your
here.
head sadly, and just look down in solidarity.
Yes.
Benaki.
Oh,
Oh, are you weebing out in there?
No. Es español.
It sounded like you.
I never
I
would've known.
heard Harugi or Hanaki, which both sound Japanese.
That good enough?
that's good enough. Thank you.
Okay, good. You can go.
Thank you. You can leave now. Leave me.
Yes.
Uh, so I
Spit
have
was a nice touch.
So I have two things to discuss. A,
Mm.
I need to find people to go see Star Wars Episode 9 with because
Sure.
my girlfriend is seeing it with her dad instead.
Oh. Ooh.
Sucks.
B.
You suck.
I've been watching all of the Star Wars movies as a result. The only one I have yet to watch is Episode 8.
Q-tip boys.
Shout out to Disney Plus.
There you go.
My continued hot take. Everybody that complained about Episode 8,
Mhm.
you're wrong.
You tell him.
It's okay if you want to believe that every movie has to have Oscar-winning standards. That's fine, but in which case you should hate every single Marvel movie that has come out in the last 4 years.
Some people do.
And those people are also wrong. But hey, it happens. Some people want to be nitpicky, and that's fine. But you know what? I have had an enjoyable experience.
Yes.
I'm glad.
Because what matters more than being nitpicky about your Star Wars bullshit is just loving Star Wars because you love it.
You're right though.
Like, that's the thing. You can sometimes there is the situations where you have an enjoyable experience with a movie, but you know it's bad. For example, Fan 4 Stick. That was a terrible movie. I knew it was a terrible movie, but it was only an enjoyable experience because I was in an empty movie theater with my sister where we got to very outwardly
That's always fun.
shit on the movie.
That's a fun time.
Just taking a dump, straight dump on
Straight
this
up on that
movie.
movie.
It made an enjoyable experience, but it's because we knew if I had, and we knew going into it, it was probably going to be terrible, but we were paying for a bad experience.
Because you wanted that experience.
Yes.
Oh shoot.
So that I acknowledged. That's where I can denote that I knew it was a bad movie. But if I go into it expecting a good movie, but I'm mad because
bamboozled into a bad one.
yeah, but I'm just like, yeah, and like it actually is a bad movie, then yeah, you can feel rightfully upset. I don't inherently understand the points that I hear where people claim that episode 8 had that for them. Because I feel like the most claims I had were like some of like the either some of them were like sound matters, but it's like I think like especially with like the end hyperspace like thing.
Yeah.
But it's like are we going to ignore that there should be no sound effects in the first place? Who gives a damn?
Valid.
So who cares? And then like the other one, like, why didn't she just listen to Poe? He's a war hero. It's because he sounds like a lunatic, and she's the person in power who has a plan. So why would the president like just because a dude won the Medal of Honor? Why would the general, like the highest general, or even that, like why would the president tell that Medal of Honor soldier, say, I don't know, say he was like a corporal, and he got the Medal of Honor. Yeah. Why would the president tell him the secret plan of their entire plans of how they plan to do an occupation somewhere, right? Like that would never happen. No matter how rowdy that corporal who won the Medal of Honor gets.
How rowdy.
So there was no reason for Poe to be told anything in that movie.
Valid.
This is my Star Wars 8 hot take. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for coming to his TED Talk.
This is a TED Talk. This is TEDx. This is a TEDx. Please. No, but hey, you know what I've been doing? I've been setting my preparations.
Crying.
Also, yes. But I have been setting my preparations for my pen and paper crusade and challenge of 2020.
Okay.
And
which is?
It's been fun. Oh, so if you, I don't know, I was gonna say I don't know who I have told about it or not. But my plan in 2020, it's like my fun challenge for the year is outside of DMing Ever Crescent Moon, because this would be impossible in that scenario. Or at least too difficult.
Sure.
Is to go
Sounds
entirely like pencil and paper for like all of my D&D stuff. I have decided to extend that into Embers by Daybreak, because all I need to do is inherently update the sheet for Franny.
Yeah.
Otherwise, once that's done, I don't really have to do too much on it.
Yeah, that's true.
It just has to be there, so Franny knows what I am doing and taking and whatnot.
And so I don't start crying on stream.
But for obviously the issue is I feel like doing pencil and paper DMing for Ever Crescent Moon is, I don't know, it's something that it could be done. It's just it's not one like that I want to do.
Yeah. You already have a lot to plan out.
Like
Make it a little bit easier on you.
Well, like I think today you absolutely could DM with like no computer. Like absolutely, it's totally possible. Especially because what's nice is Wizards has since come out with like 2 different decks for creatures. Then they have come out with like NPC and creature decks of like the little card things, like the Arcana deck and whatnot. Similar to those. So if you have like trading card binders, or you can get trading card binders.
Flip through them.
It can help keep track of things like that and whatnot. Like for example, the card kit that comes with the Essentials kit. Like that's something that can be useful. Like, I mean, essentially I was pencil and paper DMing for or Extra Life for Ice Peak.
Yeah.
The only thing I used the computer for was Oscar's character sheet because I was like, "Oh right, I forgot to make the NPC." Well,
Good job.
I wasn't. The thing was, is I wasn't. I was half expecting for the most part to have Bennett there, and then so it was like,
Alas.
so it was a few days before that Bennett said, "Oh, I won't be there till later," and that so within that time I had not remembered to make said NPC. So I just took another character, down leveled them through on D&D Beyond because they're not being used for any campaign. I just like kept their sheet in case I ever felt like I would want to use them again for something.
Sure.
And lo and behold, they found their use as my NPC for that Ice Peak adventure. But I had a lot less to keep track of, you know.
Hmm.
I got to give them NPC companion cards. Like I put them in charge of those characters, and then I had the extra one on top of that, which then that I was in control of. So
yeah, we only nearly died once.
Oh, that's good.
what was it that caused that?
Something with a specter, I want to say.
Oh yeah,
Ghost.
the banshee,
Yes.
her whale.
Yeah.
That I kind of misread the order and did it out of order, but it was no difference either way. She could only do it once, but man, does it hurt. Nay, possibly kill.
Right? Nay.
Nay.
Nay. I'm never doing that again.
All right.
Maybe one more time. Nay.
I don't usually take pride in doing these things, but there was something incredibly funny about something the last Thursday. Like there was some mangled creature. There was some like mangled creature that happened in like our session on Thursday.
Yeah.
And I remember it. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was something that was like attached to somebody, and it died. And it was kind of like a pet companion-ish type creature.
Okay.
But my joke was, I was like, that I was just like, it's like we just obliterated a Wooloo.
No.
And Cammy did not take that well.
No.
Because Cammy, who
baby
is a regular at our shop that we like to go to, that we like to frequent, our game shop that we like to frequent, she, ever since it was announced, just loves Wooloo. And I just kind of did it because it was the first cute thing that came to my head. It was the only reason I said that. But when I said it, I was like, I'm expecting
oh,
a.
man.
I feel like I'm expecting a reaction.
And
I got
you got
one.
it.
And I got one.
Oh man.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
You know what I'm really sad was I wasn't recording my amazing practical prop joke when I went shopping with Gabby this last weekend because we were at Barnes & Noble. So
Love
I decided
Great
to
place.
grab a vinyl, a specific vinyl, one that I could
Okay.
use for a joke.
Mhm.
So I walked up to her. I was with it behind my back. And I was like, man, when your girlfriend goes to see Star Wars without you, damn.
Damn.
I love
that's
the
what-
memes that ever came from that album cover. Those were great.
Damn.
But it was the perfect moment.
It's just
But because the way the delivery was and the way the reaction happened, it had the same energy as the guy who walks around IKEA
oh
or
yeah.
annoying
For stores,
his
yeah,
wife.
whatever it is,
Yeah,
yeah.
or annoying his wife.
That's a good time.
It had that same energy, and it was very it made me very proud.
You're like, go me.
All right. I have
Hell yeah!
everything
I got
ready.
the casual sigh of just a disappointment. That's what I strive for.
I feel like it's
Nay, it's what we all strive for.
and like I feel like it's a duty one person in a relationship to be like that, and the other person just to
Duty.
be sighing at their jokes.
This isn't poop deck, Franny.
Duty just does all the same, man. Have they released the Adventures yet? We will find out now.
Time.
Here we go
God
again.
damn it.
Aw,
shit.
here we go again.
Bow, bow.
Let's see here. Nope. Not yet. I literally am ready to spend money on you, wizards. Why have you not released this yet?
Take my money. Take my money.
Just imagine me throwing a Bari doll and yelling out, "Give me
Give
your
me
money!"
your fucking money.
Dun,
Dun
dun.
dun.
That's like my favorite meme. One of them.
That it's a classic.
It really is.
Especially that girl being in a couple of those.
Mm-hmm.
Like one where he like walks up to her with the knife.
Oh, you can't kill me.
I don't even fully remember what she says. Dang it.
I'm a bad bitch. You can't kill me.
That's right. Awe-inspiring.
Absolutely.
Something we should all strive for. Similar to what was it? Timothy Michael. I wonder where she's at today. Cuz that kid's on TikTok, but
Yes.
I don't know where
Adrian
this girl
Michael.
is. Adrian Michael, yeah.
Yes. Yep, I watched
Adrian.
that one too.
Everybody's been wondering, why does he seem so familiar? And somebody finally called me out. So, you know what? Here it is. Adrian Michael.
Michael. Goes by Noah now. Oh my god.
Amazing.
Smart.
They all grow up someday.
Mm-hmm.
Just like watching Gavin grow
is
up.
it not available, bud?
That's a no. That looks like a big no.
That's a definite no.
Hey man, up until
It's fine.
Up until it's 11:59 Pacific time.
I'm fine. It's just 2 adventures. Just 2. The rest get released on the 7th of January. And then we get one at February 11th for some reason, and then the rest are March 10th.
March.
The last one's at Gary Con.
Little P.
What?
QRSTUV.
So,
Mm.
I'll be honest. If like the one thing I continually think about is if the last Artificer was out by the time that we had started this campaign.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Would have been a whole different ballgame.
Right.
I may or may not have instead had just gone with a potential previous character that I had played in this setting. However, now his name is Soiled.
Soiled it.
Is it
Soiled
though?
it.
It is.
Apparently.
Anybody that's not him in his horribly corny ways. I mean, he's the one thing I can give him is he's about equally as liked by the ladies and the men.
Good for him. Good for him.
It's not really good for him. It's not a good for him type thing.
Ouch. My leggies.
What the heck?
Kevin's not here. He's now my footrest.
Unfortunately.
Why did you say he?
I said he as in Kevin. Kevin is not here. Oh, did I refer to the chair as he?
It seems like it.
I guess so.
Are you
You know.
are you gendering this chair?
Well, I guess so.
Are you assuming this chair's gender?
Mm.
If so, I need.
Yeah, sometimes.
I mean, they got that little. Some of them got that little nubbin on the bottom side.
I feel like they all do, but yes.
No, they
Some don't.
This chair doesn't.
Some don't.
What?
We just have the thing on the side that makes it go.
Not
lock
every
forward
not
and back.
every chair is fancy enough to have that type of like I forget
The
exactly
the
what
one
it's
that changes
essentially
the depth of the chair.
called. Well,
right?
yeah, well that or either that or sometimes it'll change how much like restraint the lean back will give.
See, yeah, we
So
have
if you
what
tighten
option?
it-
1 or 2.
Right. Well, I mean like some of them there's still a lock, but some of them
Mhm.
like if you tighten it, it'll make it spring forward faster. Whereas if it's loose, you'll like more likely to lean back if you sit.
Yeah, I get you.
So like mine's tighter because I don't want to lean back super easily.
Lean back.
But it is nice to
Lean
get
back.
that,
Lean back.
you know.
Everybody remember that song?
Yes.
Yes, I
Am I
recall
just
the
old?
early 2000s.
Oh, you guys want to see my box?
What box?
Sure.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Oh God.
What?
Dude, I can't hear you. But just know, I have a box now for AL.
But thanks to this cardioid, my
Oh.
God,
Oh my God, that's a box.
my God, man,
It's a heavy looking box.
you monster.
Does that have wool wheels?
Yeah, that it does. That it does.
Oh
That's
yeah,
right.
it does. I hear it. Oh yeah, it does.
I swear to God, if he brings that onto like, if he tries to bring that, like, if I hear that he tries to bring that onto the cruise in February,
There
but
you
what
go.
if there's AL there? Are you gonna bring that on your cruise, Franny? Or are you gonna try?
No.
You're gonna be like, but what if there's AL there?
I'm just gonna bring a book and my tablet.
So, like, but what if there's AL there? I can't be caught underhanded.
Right, but for real though, I've done more with less. But that's my AL thing now.
It's gonna come to a convention at some point, and I know it.
Yes, it is. You're gonna be like, why is this big ass box with us?
You're like, just had to do it to him.
Right.
You know, on the plus side, at least you're not going to the convention that involves a flight.
That's true. Yeah.
So it'll
I'm
only
going-
become a problem for Colossal Con.
I'm going on the cruise for that day.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
But yes, Colossal Con, it may be coming in.
That's true. Yeah. Oh
'Cause-
shoot! I just did something.
That's 5 people in one car.
Yuck. No thanks.
That's doable.
My car wasn't so bad, was it?
Well,
I don't know.
See,
You
we're
and
just going
Kong,
to.
you and Kong were asleep for like 4 hours of it. So
Oh my God. See, we're just going
Am I
to
wrong?
ASEN just for Saturday.
yeah, I don't know, cause like that's the thing is, since Colossal is like right after
Is it
that.
really close?
I
Yeah.
I know Nick did it last year, but
Mm.
it depends, cause like that time of year is wedding season, so
True.
it's better that I don't do more than I would like
Mm.
to.
Yeah, and like,
Though partly it depends, because I would, in a way, I would still like somewhat of a more committal, fuller time job,
true. Valid.
especially because
Committed.
man, I'm gonna tell you what, it's about
Waiting
to
6
get
hours for.
desperate around here.
Oof. My apologies.
There's only so many ads we can make in the winter.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad March is still technically winter, so I get those good prices.
Off-season.
So
Off season.
off-season prices.
Yep.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I think I think wedding season usually begins in like April.
Uh-huh. March still counts. Yeah. We're going on our honeymoon probably like 2 weeks before ASEN, so we're like, probably not.
I think you guys will do fine.
Eh,
I'm happy. I'm happy for you all.
I mean, Mickey Mouse is gonna take all my money. So
Are you going to Disney World?
yeah.
By the way, chat, this is about the most Spanish you're going to get from me. So sorry if you don't actually speak English that well. The
Okay.
note in chat was somebody said "Hola, cómo estás?" and I was like, and
Yeah, too.
I responded, "Estamos bien." That is as much you're getting out of
Muy
me.
bien, muy bien.
All right, I'm going on chat. Hang on. I need to fix this embarrassment.
What's wrong with what I
Come on,
did?
Franny.
What's
Stand him up.
wrong with what
Show
I
'em
did?
it's all about.
Am I not? Am I wrong? Is that
You're
wrong?
not wrong.
No, you're correct.
You are.
However,
You're wrong.
I'm answering for the stream, which is a we. It's the Royal Estamos.
It's not popping up for me.
It's 'cause you entered too late.
I took like up to Spanish 3, but got like D- on the final because I'm really bad at conjugation.
No, yeah, my last Spanish class, Spanish
I passed with a
4.
B though.
Spanish 4 was a rough one.
Mm-mm.
Actually, so my
I give
second
up.
semester of Spanish 3 was rough, but that's because the teacher I had was way. Well, honestly, she was more challenging, but as a result, it made the class significantly harder, and I wasn't prepared for it. Because my first
Ah,
semester, I had a teacher who was pretty easy to like use the class with. Her tests weren't super hard.
Mm-hmm.
Next semester, she was real. She was real about it.
Uh-oh.
She wanted you to learn.
See, I was too scared to go to Spanish 4 because that mean we had to write full essays in Spanish, and I wasn't ready for that. So
See, I had the idea that I was going to go to the big boy University of Wisconsin at the time. So they
Oh.
were like, "We would like you to take 4 years of Spanish," and I was like, "Sure."
yikes.
I had a tough second semester, but I'll turn it around for Spanish 4. And then kind of I did, but not super well.
You survived.
Not super
Can
well.
I
Yes.
tell you all something?
Mhm.
Yes.
In almost all my Spanish classes, for all the games they would do, she would just sit me off to the side and give me a bag of candy and say, "Yeah, you stay here."
What?
That's awful. What the fuck?
It sounds
because she knew that because the point of the games would be that she write down a word on the board, and the class has to figure out what it is.
Oh.
r-
So
I
if
guess,
you
yeah.
already knew,
If I already knew, I'm just an automatic win for whichever team wants me.
See, then stop any
Oh.
fluent Spanish speakers in my classes. What the hell? I got
I-
robbed.
I had
Now
an
I
in with
feel
the
robbed.
I had an in with the Spanish teacher too. We
There you go.
understood each other.
What's that mean?
It means I didn't give her any trouble, and she let me sleep in class.
good job, Brandy.
Even then.
Also, she understood I work third shift, so coming in from third shift on the weekends
I'm
and going
sorry.
to school,
This doesn't sound like high school anymore.
it's still high school.
Boy.
At
My
least
man.
senior year.
Why were you working third shift your senior year of high school?
It was easier, I guess, and
I guess.
I always fell asleep during two class periods: Spanish and math.
Well, no wonder you thought you could go back to third shift after that semester.
Very much. I brought a pillow for Spanish
Shut
because
up.
we were that cool.
Oh
I
my
just
god.
Pull it out, put my head down, and rest for a few hours or for a few minutes. And then in
Oh.
Spanish and math, he would give the lesson, and then I would just automatically clock out.
Oh my god.
In my defense, the subject was boring, and he always kept the lights off.
Oh no, that's
and
not good.
and I still passed with an A because he
Oh my
didn't
God.
care.
See,
I had a number of times wherever we watched videos in my biology class when I was a
Mm.
sophomore. That
Ow.
that class, yeah, I had a very hard time
mm,
staying awake, and it's funny because I didn't inherently have that problem too often beforehand. Like going through the entire day without like
Mhm.
feeling sleepy was never super hard. For some reason, that
classes,
class,
Gotcha.
biology, man, just
Biology of all things.
and
too.
no wonder It didn't work out for a biology degree. Who would have thought?
Oops.
I should have saw the signs.
Had it
Oh
covered.
man, being a psychiatrist means I gotta go for biology pre-med. Maybe I shouldn't do this.
Maybe. See, my sleep class was AP US history.
Oof.
A
I had
A push.
A push. I had it
Everybody
first
calls it A
period
push.
after being awake since 4:45 in the morning and already doing 2.5 hours swim practice and then going to school. I would sit like this and hold my eyelids open in class because I needed to pay attention.
Yeah, no. Similarly
Like, I
my
need
sophomore
to do
year, I don't know why, but like I just did not do well at my AP Euro class. Like
Like I would
it
try to
just-
like take notes. This is what they would look like. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Because I'd be like,
Oh yeah, no, I've had that. I've had the notes where I'm just like,
what the fuck is
what did I just? What did I write? Because like,
what is that?
you'll have especially because a lot of times you'll get the really hard like, and then like you're awake
Oh my god.
and you're awake, like right, like everything comes clear, and then you look at your notes and you're like, what did I write?
What's going on?
I remember I had a really interesting one last semester actually in my like capstone class.
Mhm.
We were watching a video about I don't know something that has to do with video, something video related.
A video.
A video.
And I was the class is a little early, not super early, but early enough, especially in the college world. 9 o'clock is an early class in the college world, so
it is.
9:45 is like just past that.
Yeah.
But that day for some reason, sometimes it depends. Like sometimes if I have a bad sleep night, whatever,
Mhm.
it happens. You get you get conked out. But man, and like there was a hard moment. And it was funny because I think I noticed a few times because I was in the front.
Oh no.
I was often in the front, but where I just had like a hard moment. I was just because I had my arms crossed. I'm just kind of like
no.
this, so I'm just looking up, kind of like this. And there was just a hard moment where, like, every now and then, I'd kind of, eyes would get real heavy. There was just that one point where, yeah, I just had like the really hard, just like,
Yeah.
and
It like scares you?
and it felt like I entered a new like realm of reality. Like I just was in this different space entirely. So I
And then you're like instantly regenerate.
where am I?
Yeah. I'm awake. I'm
Who
awake.
am I?
Yeah, that was always bad. I couldn't fall asleep in math because
And
I
he
was
gave me
in.
the.
I was in a
he gave me
slow
the
class
like,
of
you
math.
good? He gave me the like, you good? I was like, yeah, I'm good now.
I've once passed out while in choir class while we were all standing.
Did you like fall
No.
over, or
Did you
were
just
you
like
just asleep?
drop?
I was nodding off, and it got to the point where I halfway fell, but I caught myself. I get up. I'm standing up. I'm like looking a bit shook as you do, and
I'm
I
shooketh.
look at my teacher, my choir teacher, who's also shooketh, and she just points at the door. Go to the nurse.
Like,
You
yeah,
can
I'll go
take a nap in there.
now.
Go to
See,
the
the
nurse.
only reason I passed out in choir is because I didn't know I was claustrophobic and passed out from the overhang. You know, in some choir places they have like the overhang thing.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah, I didn't realize I was claustrophobic and like
Were you
dropped
really
in the
close
middle
to
of
that?
performance.
Were you just like
Oh,
really close
no.
to it?
Oh, I mean, I'm at the top. I'm tall, so like I've
Yeah.
never performed with something
But
over
I'm
my
used.
head like
I'm
that.
used to those being like 20 feet tall.
Mm-mm. No, it was like maybe a few inches. Like the base of it was like 6 inches from my head,
Okay.
and then went out this way. And then
Yeah,
I don't know.
so
I just
Our
didn't
theater
like it.
stage, I guess, was just taller. So I guess I wasn't used to that.
Yeah. I don't know. This is like in a weird gym. The year before, I
Oh,
almost
yes.
passed out at the exact same.
classic gym acoustics.
The,
Mm.
perfect gym. Well, that's why they had the thing to amplify the acoustics a little better.
I mean, we use that even
But
in our theater.
oh really?
But well, yeah, because they're useful.
Well, this is 8th grade.
Oh, it's 8th grade. Okay.
Okay.
Now I'm
Uh,
we
and
also
then-
we didn't even have that then for our middle school. We were
Oh
in
yeah, no.
our gym was because like our whenever we had concerts in our
Mhm.
middle school, it was both choir and orchestra. So we would
Mhm.
use the length of the gym of the basketball court,
Yeah, that's what we would do too.
and one half was orchestra, the other half was band.
Mhm.
So there was no way we had enough of those to do that.
See, no, this thing was actually at a competition, so it was only like
Mm.
once a year.
Okay.
And so the first year I passed out because of slight lack of water, and we were performing like with risers in a regular like classroom, so the ceiling was at my head. Didn't realize it. Almost passed out walking to the bathroom. And then the second year I got at least to the performance. Looked at the side lady because she knew I was gonna pass out. I dropped down and crawled to the other side and had to sit down.
All right.
It's not a good time.
Was this solo ensemble?
This is like just all of us standing singing Wicked. Like no movement, no
Ooh.
nothing, just
Wicked.
that's it. Classic. Forget though. Oh,
Yeah, sure, classic. Nah, man.
Yeah.
I did.
Oh yeah. 9 o'clock.
Yes. So, Jade, whenever you are available, just go right
Dylan.
ahead and at least just we can move you around and roll and whatnot. But I don't imagine you attempting to get up front and personal with
She
our
might.
with our JoJo stand.
No.
So if anything, we don't have to move you too much.
Our JoJo fan.
Well, sounded like I heard a microphone turn on, but I don't know. And then hopefully Dylan will also appear
Come.
soon.
Yes. Finger.
All right, I figured out the music, by the way, Marshall. That's
Okay,
what I was
cool.
working on this entire time.
Awesome.
So I'll take care of it. It's
Alright.
all good, man. It's all good. I found the perfect emotional gut wrench one.
Noise.
Noise.
Well, like you said, if you would like, we could at least get started, giving that combat takes 1.5 years.
About.
We
I'm just
can
double-checking
likely
one thing.
get started and then continue as people are ready or are talkable in the call.
True.